Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Brandon from Audio Addiction, and we have Alex back in the building with us because we're in the same building. So,
What's up? What's up? Good to be
Alex,
back.
excited. I know you've been, doing the homework. This is your favorite group, so I feel like there's some special moments here that you're gonna be sharing with me.
I haven't put a presentation like this together in like 10 years. So,
I gotta say, he went very hard on this, and I respect it.
I'm excited to spread the good word of Pixie.
I feel like very rarely do you get one person that makes you a PowerPoint about your favorite group. That's some true sign of fandom, so I respect it. But
Yeah,
Pixie
yeah.
was technically not next on our list, so we do want to preface that we will be getting to Everglow. I know that one was pretty close to being the front runner from last I checked. We will be doing them actually on August the 18th because that's when their comeback is supposed to be. And Alex can kind of confirm that that is true. But yeah, we're very
True.
excited. It's going to be a fun time. So join us for
Yep.
the 18th. We're going to go through all of it and as well as the new song. So I feel like it's going to be a good way to get into Everglow. And then as well as that, the other groups that we had on that list, we're going to be tackling as well. So very
Yeah, we
excited.
also Pixie was just about tied with Purple Kiss, so we're also going to be doing them uh very shortly as well. That'll be somewhere either right before or right after Everglow. We'll see how much work has to go into it, but
Exactly. Yeah.
kind of testing out the waters with this Pixie deep dive presentation, and we'll see how quickly we can like pump more videos out, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So been really fun. Mong GJ says one of my favorite girl groups too, and Mel said Pixie Heart, and Hawk says Heart as well. Shouts to Hawk. Oh man,
Shout out. What's up, buddy?
big salutes, big salutes. But yeah, we are gonna dive into this. Like I said, Alex came up with a whole slide presentation, so make sure to
Right.
give it a
So
thumbs up.
I'll just preface a little bit. There is a lot of lore to Pixie. Some of it gets a little contrived and a little bit um hard to follow and kind of like deep. We're gonna not go too far into it. We're gonna do like pretty base level lore stuff, like the stuff that you would pick up from watching the videos. And I've added like descriptions and stuff about each comeback and kind of what they're generally about. But we're not going to dive too deep into like theories and connections between videos and stuff because I think we'll never be able to finish the episode.
It'll
So if
never
we want
end.
to, yeah, maybe that's something we can explore later. Pixie is kind of doing an interesting lore thing at the moment where they're kind of like crowdsourcing, sort of like a writing project with their fans. So not exactly sure where their lore is going. So maybe when we figure that out, we'll kind of like take an actual deeper look into like deconstructing everything and making connections and stuff. But we're just going to try to keep it moving so that we can get through all the songs and more so just introduce the music and the videos more importantly.
Absolutely. So, very exciting. As I mentioned, Alex slaved away at this PowerPoint. So, big salutes. Also, salutes to his the Discord channel he's a part of as well. I feel like I have to give him a major shouts. So, shouts to that.
Yeah, help me out.
Helped
Good
Alex
people.
out. Good people. So, we're going to start off with the first one here. If I can get this going.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So Pixie debuted and okay, preface one more thing. We're going to be taking this as it chronologically as things are happening. So we're going to just basically talk about things sequence in like in order how they're happening. We're not going to like I'm not going to jump ahead with like member changes and everything. We're just going to take everything as it happened.
Okay.
So that's why I'll be referring to Pixie here as a 6-member group when currently they're not, but we're just gonna take it like you've been following them from the start, basically.
Sick.
So yeah, so they debuted as a 6-member girl group under All Our Entertainment on February 24th, 2021. So just about 2.5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And from left to right, you've got Sapyeol, Dajong, Dia, Lola, Sua, and Ella. The fandom name is Winxie. It's a combination of the Wings, which is their debut title track, and Pixie. Obviously, if you know put the 2 words together, you get Winxie.
I didn't know that. Now I know.
Now you know. You can go ahead to the next one.
All right.
We're going to introduce the members a little bit as they were here. So first off, we have Ella. She's the leader and the main vocalist. Born March 26, 1998. Interesting fact about her was that she was the former leader of Cherry Bullet. She went by the name Mireille until she ended up leaving in 2019 for personal reasons. And then ended up joining All Our and eventually became the leader for Pixie when they debuted. But yeah, she has a history in another group, which is cool. Was a little familiar with her before her time in Pixie, so
Okay,
very talented. Go ahead to the next one. Dia. Dia at the time is our main dancer and our lead vocalist. July 16th, 2001. She is what I would consider the like the ace of the group.
okay.
If that makes sense. It's not like an official role or anything, but she's kind of just always been that member that's really good at everything. Like she's an insane dancer. She's a great vocalist. She can rap. She's just talented, like all around.
Okay.
You can go to the next one.
Right.
Okay, Lola. She is the main rapper and the visual of the group, which yeah, take that how you will. She is born February 22nd, 2001. And she also is a very good singer as well, but she has always had basically the rapper role. She's a very good rapper.
Okay. Is that pretty common for like groups to have like set people to do like certain things in a project?
Yes.
Okay.
It's pretty common. I would say as of lately, it's maybe becoming a little bit less common.
Okay. Okay.
But generally, it's pretty common for everyone to have somewhat like assigned roles. So go ahead to the next one. Okay, Sapyeol. She was our lead rapper. Born February 27th, 2001. She originally debuted in a girl group a while back called Girls Alert. They were together for a little over 3 years until they disbanded, and then she joined All Our and Pixie, similar to Ella. She's also a very good rapper.
Nice.
Go on to the next. Sua is our sub vocalist, which is basically just like a general vocalist term.
Mm-hmm.
Not really like lead or not really like the main vocal, but you know, like a solid. I mean, she's a very good singer.
Okay.
And then she's born February 24th, 2003. We can move on to the last for now. This is Dajong. She was a sub vocalist and the Maknae, which is the youngest member.
Okay.
Which is a role, by the way.
I did not know
it's
that.
like yeah, it's kind of funny. Like whenever they have like assigned like member roles and like main vocalist, main dancer and stuff, like the youngest member always has like the official
Maknae.
role of Maknae, which has always been funny to me.
I did notice that when I searched it up. I was like, "What's Maknae?"
Yeah, you would have seen it when we looked up when we were doing Dreamcatcher stuff too.
I should have done that.
But her birthday, she was born July 31st, 2003. Her birthday just passed. Happy belated birthday. She debuted a long time, well, I guess a long time ago in basically like what was like sort of like a kids idol group. Basically just like a very bubblegum like kid K-pop group.
Okay. Interesting.
In 2016, and then they also disbanded in 2018, and then she, same thing as the other two, joined All Art and ended up joining Pixie.
Woo.
Yeah. So that wraps up the members for now. Can you bring us to the next one?
Oh yeah.
I think we will start getting into the first debut and a little bit what it's about. I guess I'll run through kind of the explanation first so you have a little bit of context when watching. Just kind of summarize what I have written. Feel free to, pause and read if you guys want. I kind of just summarized and skimmed. But basically, chapter 1, Wings, follows Pixie members who are fairies that are born without wings, and they're ridiculed for it and like shamed, made fun of for being fairies that don't have wings. One of them finds a set of broken wings, and when she finds them, she basically starts experiencing nightmares of a witch who is basically telling her to return the wings to her before the red moon rises, or she and everyone around her will be cursed. And then but if she does return the wings, her and her friends who go to return the wings will all be given their own sets. So they ultimately decide to venture out and try to get their own sets of wings.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we can go ahead and start this video here. This is basically a teaser for the first comeback that is all lore. It's not really a music teaser like you would see a lot of times.
Okay.
This is a teaser for the concept, essentially.
Like the storyline.
Yes, it has to do primarily with the storyline and not the music. Where there are separate teasers that they release for the music, but this one is strictly like lore concept based. So those are the ones we have queued up before the songs. So this would technically be like the first thing they released on their lore. So you can go ahead and give that a play.
All right. I'll turn it down a little bit. I'm pretty sure it was pretty loud.
You might want to turn on the closed captions, by the way. Yeah, go ahead and restart it with the closed captions.
Okay.
You want to pay attention to it.
Interesting.
Yep. Short, basic, right to the point. Pretty much exactly what I just said. So I won't repeat it again. But we can go to the yeah, go ahead to the next one.
All right. Oh, it's gonna play. Oh, there you go.
Okay, so this would be the first title track, first release from Pixie, titled Wings. And I guess if you want to pay attention to the lore, if you're interested in the lore, just keep your eyes out in the video. There's a lot of, the whole video is kind of telling the story.
Okay.
There's a lot of connections and a lot of symbolism and stuff happening if you pay attention. So yeah, let's go ahead and check it out. Sorry, we did a lot of talking to get to this point.
No problem. Let's hop. This is Wings, right? This is the first song?
Yep.
All right.
지금 나만 눈을 가리고 낮은 어둠 뒤 작은 목소리 내게 말을 해 이리 와
야 멀리 저 멀리로 나를 불러 끝없는 속삭임 나를 깨워 내 어깨 위에 작은 점 내게 남겨진 나의 증거 다른 길은 없지 갈 테니 가시 숲이라도 I wanna know 이 길 지나 멋을 얻고도 뺏길 것이지 난
It's me and you 이제 너와는 우리가 된 거야 I found
Cool layering. I like this.
이 밤을 이겨내 꽃처럼 피어나 난 빛이 되어 깨어나 네가 좀 내게 와 내게 닿은 바람 타고서 지금 여기서 far away now 높이 더 멀리 더 with my wings now 날이 더 밝게
Oh, interesting.
바랬던 대로 우리 이대로 with my wings 함께 일 테니까
That was cool.
불꽃이한 날이 더 느껴져 날이 선뜻한 공기 빠져날 틈 없이 다시 날 억지는 시선 like that
나에게 주어진 날개로 펴 찢겨진 날개는 날개로 펴 깊이 더 높이 나를 믿어 넌 속삭여
I'll be with you 우리 함께 꿈을 꾸는 거야
Ooh, nice. All right.
My wings 어둠을 깨어낸 해처럼 태어나 난 숨이 되어 채워나 네가 좀 내게 와 내게 닿은 바람 타고서 지금 여기서 far away now 높이 더 멀리 더 with my wings now 날이 더 밝게 더 바랬던 대로 우리 이대로 with my wings 함께일 테니 옅게 번져진 저 twilight 너머 숨겨진 어딘가에 함께할 수 있게 cause you're mine
Ooh.
wings 높이 더 멀리 더 with my wings 날아 날이 더 밝게 더 with my pixie
Cool music video. Love the way it was shot.
Yeah, it's good. Lore heavy.
Very lore. Yeah, I feel like there was definitely some stuff that as I was like watching it, I was trying to like listen to the music, but also like simultaneously try to figure out like how the storylines connect with the lore. I don't know if I really have anything right now. I think I have to watch it some more to find out, but it was cool. Kind of, I guess the only thing I really noticed right off the bat was some of that beginning part of this music video was musically similar to that like little intro thing that we just watched, the slide before. I thought that was very cool and a nice like, I guess like a lore callback. I wouldn't even consider it lyrics, but I guess like the lore affects how the lyricism is written in that way. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Their lore carries through most of their songs, even like the B-sides.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking for lore, you kind of have to just like listen to everything and dissect. You can pretty much find stuff about the lore in every song.
That's what it seems like. Yeah. Did you want me to move on
This
to
video? I just want to say this video does a good job of like expanding on basically like what I explained about the lore. It doesn't really. I think the first video and the explanation I gave does a pretty good job summarizing like this arc, and then this video just kind of gives like a visual representation of what's going on, and it just gives like more context, and it gives a little bit better of an idea of like who's playing what part, because you'll start seeing as we go further with this fairy forest concept they're in right now, that different members of the group are playing different roles.
Okay. I'll
they
keep an eye out for that then.
Yeah. So yeah, we can move on to the next one.
All right.
All right, this one I kept a little more brief because I think it's sort of a little more self-explanatory.
Okay.
This one kind of just tells the story of they all have colors, by the way. That's how they're like, that's how you can tell them apart for these videos. They all like have separate colors. Mainly here you want to pay attention to Dajong. She is the red fairy, and Dia is the green fairy.
Oh, okay.
So this basically tells the story of Dajong, who was like, while she was basically sleeping, while they're traveling through the forest, she was basically seduced while she was sleeping by the witch, who is basically convincing her to offer the witch a sacrifice in order for Dajong to receive the shiniest pair of wings. So it's basically getting in her head and telling her like, hey, if you give me a sacrifice, if you like kill this one fairy, I'll reward you with the nicest pair of wings.
Ah, okay. That would make sense.
Yeah. So basically Dajong starts getting in the other four girls' heads, kind of like brainwashing them
Okay.
a little bit, trying to convince them that they should be against Dia, Green Fairy. And that's basically what they do. You can go ahead and click this video.
Okay, cool.
어두컴컴한 숲속을 헤매이다 지친 6명의 요정들은 잠시 나무 아래에서 쉬었다 가기로 결정했죠. 피곤함에 하나둘씩 잠이 들던 중 아직 잠들지 못한 한 요정의 귀에 휘바람 소리와 함께 요란한 마녀의 속삭임이 들리기 시작했죠. 너희 모두가 함께 움직이며 잠들지 도착할 수 요정 안녕을 날 그대여 내게 제물로 바친다면 마녀의 속삭임을 들은 요정은 한참을 혼란스러워하다 아무도 모르게 찢겨진 날개 조각이 담긴 상자를 나무 밑에 숨기고 자신을 제외한 5명의 요정들 중 4명의 요정들을 몰래 깨웠답니다.
빨리 일어나봐. 무슨 일이야?
잠에서 깬 요정들은 비몽사몽한 눈을 비비며 물었어요.
얘들아, 날개 조각을 담은 상자가 사라졌어. 마지막으로 상자를 가지고 있던 건 쟤였는데 어떻게 태연하게 잠들을 수가 있지? 설마 혼자서 날개를 가지려고 상자를 숨긴 거 아니야?
마녀의 속삭임에 넘어간 요정은 잠들어 있는 요정을 모함하기 시작했어요.
그럴 리 없어. 우리 모두 날개를 찾기로 약속했잖아. 설마 정말로 혼자 날개를 가지려고 했을까?
요정들은 믿을 수 없다는 표정으로 이야기를 꺼낸 요정을 쳐다봤어요. 하지만 마녀의 속삭임에 눈과 귀가 멀어버린 요정은 잠든 요정을 배신자로 몰아가며 오히려 날개를 찾지 못하게 방해를 하는 거라 말했죠. 요정의 말에 다른 요정들이 동요하기 시작했어요.
얘들아, 제가 잠에서 깨게 된다면 붉은 달이 눈을 뜨기 전까지 마녀를 찾을 수 없게 될 거야. 우릴 방해하지 못하도록 저 멀리 보랏빛 절벽 밑으로 밀어버리자.
요정의 말을 듣고 분노와 배신감에 가득 찬 요정들은 잠들어 있는 요정에게 다가가기 시작했죠. 그렇게 요정들은 잠들어 있는 요정을 조용히 하는 채 달빛이 떨어지는 보랏빛 절벽을 향해 가는데.
Nice.
I know what you're thinking. How does she not wake up?
Yeah, that's what I was like.
Beats me. I don't know.
Man, I need some of that when I need to go to sleep. Just be out. Feel like deceased. Take me out.
Yeah.
I think it's. I think comparatively to, because we did Dreamcatcher before this, is crazy how like intricate like some groups can be in terms of like how far or how in terms of like depth that you have within a storyline that you can go, and for them to, I guess, go out of their way to make videos like this on top of the like very expensive music videos that they obviously their company produces, I think is very I think it's very telling of the fact that they obviously want to understand the lore and be able to explain that to other people in an interesting way, whether it's like me who has like no idea that this exists versus like somebody who's been a fan for a long time and like knows all the like intricate details of the storyline. I think that's pretty impressive to have
Yeah,
to
to
try
be
to break it
fair,
out like that.
I don't think most people that have been following the group or most people that like the group are probably. I don't think most people are too in deep with the lore.
It's
I
all
think
about the
there's
music.
definitely. I think there's a lot of people that probably are like somewhat versed in it.
Okay.
And a lot of people who like kind of know what's going on. But I feel like the percentage of people that are fully invested and know everything and all that is probably really low. I mean, I don't even think that I was very well versed in it up until pretty recently, and I've been following them since debut.
Well, hopefully this I would hope that it gives people more perspective on like how much depth there is to groups. I think they're like, obviously you can look at it for more of a superficial value of like they make music that I enjoy listening to, but I think it's also impressive that they would want to create like a storyline or a world where they can kind of build off of like the music videos and have these like animated videos basically kind of fill in the gaps of like certain things within, I guess, the music video per se.
Yeah, I mean the amount of investment, not in like a monetary way, but like the investment with figuring out like drawing up a concept and
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
it executed and stuff is really impressive. Um, I know that their rapper Sabiel did have a lot to do with their story writing and their concepting, especially early on. So shout out to her for that.
Yeah.
It's definitely very intricate because we're not even getting fully in. You know what I mean? Like we're doing a pretty good job, I think, of like kind of getting the surface level stuff down and just like sort of breezing by it. But it goes pretty deep. I've seen a lot of people do some very extensive breakdowns and like theory crafting and stuff over videos. So
I think it's impressive. So I gotta give them a lot of credit for doing what they're doing with that, and just kind of again creating more layers to something that I would say prior to like hopping in this call and doing this, like I would have never thought that there's so much depth to a group. You know, I'd just be like, music good, like this, you know, like. So it's interesting to come at it from a different perspective of like there is like a storyline, there's arcs, there's like so many things that go into play in regards to like how the music is set up, but also as well as that kind of like having the music videos kind of reflect some of that information as well too. It's
Right.
really impressive to.
Yeah, and of course you can be a fan of the group obviously and just care
Sure.
about the music too.
Yeah.
There's definitely no like barrier to where you need to care about lore at all. You can just never watch a music video and listen on Spotify and be, you know, as big a fan as you want. You don't have to really get invested, which is just cool. I think we can just go
Skip.
to the video at this point.
All right.
어두컴컴한
next slide.
숲속을
Yeah, I know. It goes.
Yeah,
to,
we already
it
watched.
always plays. So I should just hit the arrow next. I don't know why I didn't do that. Anyway, this is Let Me Know. So if we're ready to hop in it, we should just do it, right?
Yeah, let's go.
sick melody.
Ella's voice is so good.
Yeah, it's great. That was sick. That descending riff.
내게 말해줘 넌 대체 뭐가 그리도 어려운지 자꾸만 알도 궁금하게 너와 있어 beautiful oh yeah 널 보면 자꾸 멈칫해 눈이 마주칠 때 심장이 쿵쿵 어디론가 사라진대 못 참겠어 난 다독이 빠져들어가는 하나는 너 때문에 유치해져 이러다 나 미치겠어 I can't stand it
She's not even a rapper.
So sick. His chorus pops off.
The choreo is so good.
It is wild. I think Manji Gabe pointed that out in the last video too. On point. I like the beat picks up. That's sick. Sick music video too.
Yeah, another good one.
You can tell, like, obviously, since it's mostly newer stuff. Like these, I imagine these aren't obviously as old as like Dreamcatcher stuff. In terms of
No,
like,
they're not.
age, you know. But
No, yeah, this is I think 2021.
oh yeah, so yeah, this is insane. Obviously, no, I enjoyed the song a lot. I think comparatively to the first song we listened to, I like that this one wasn't. I feel like this one was maybe more closer to like a major key versus like the first song, which was definitely more in that minor key. I thought that was interesting. I like how they're kind of like, I don't know if there'll be a flip-flop. Maybe the next song will be more in a minor key, but I thought that was interesting. I think she's the main vocalist, if I'm not mistaken, the one that's doing all the like crazy like runs. She's awesome. I don't remember her. My brain is mush, so.
The run, so like the vocal, like the belting vocals kind of switch off. You're probably talking about Ella.
I might be, yeah. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone here, just so I have all their names, so I don't get them mixed up. Yeah, it was probably. I'm pretty sure it was Ella.
Yeah, Ella was definitely like their go-to, like strong like belting vocalist.
Yeah, it was Ella,
especially
for
this
sure.
time.
Yeah, she crushed it.
Cool. Did you say you're an Ella fan? Any members standing out to you at the moment?
I don't. Not at the current moment. Do find that a lot of my like biases may be more towards like people that have just really strong vocals. Unless you're Dami, then Dami stand rise up. She's my gal.
Right.
But I think what I've noticed is that I really like the powerhouse vocalists. So whoever is like kind of just crushing it vocally, that's it. That's the vibes that I'm feeling.
Okay.
So I would say Ella right now, but I know that she's not obviously a current member. So I'd be curious to see like if my bias will change because obviously she won't be in the band or the group later on.
Will your bias change to the person who now does the vocals? We'll see.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna find out. But yeah, this song was great. Choreo was insane. I think that's what I've noticed a lot more is just because I do a lot of videography and stuff, like some of the ways that like the video is cut up and like the ways that like the cameraman like shifts the camera and then like you turn to the left or something like that and then it's cut to a different person. I do find that like a lot of the more current like music video type stuff, they do a lot of great like phantom cuts basically. So I think that's really cool. The editing style is just like you can tell it's more current just because of the way the videos are made up. But yeah, they're crushing it. This is not that I'm opposed to that at all, but I think coming from the camp of like a Twice, New Jeans, and then obviously more currently Dreamcatcher, like it's curious to see at least in terms of like how different they go. I think this is probably about as close as I've gotten to like Tribe, I would say, in terms of like sound. Obviously they're not exactly the same, but I think they're obviously a lot more like electronic focused. So yeah. I find a correlation with that. But yeah, other than that, I think this is great. I like the musicality of it. The choreo is awesome, and I think they all sound really tight, like in terms of a group collective. So yeah, I'm vibing.
And one of the reasons I did want to choose to do Pixie as the next group post Dreamcatcher is that I thought that you would like their kind of darker, a little bit more like horror concept, as opposed to jumping into something that's like a little too
bubblegum
jarring, maybe. Okay. Yeah, something that's like too out there. Because I feel like Pixie, they definitely have a pretty big focus on like the EDM heavy stuff for their title tracks, at least.
Yeah.
But I think it works pretty well. I think it's like an interesting concept, and I think the dark like horror fantasy concept adds a lot of personality to it.
I would say so as well, because I think not to kind of jumble K-pop groups together, but like what I think vibes, where I feel like maybe Pixie is kind of like the counter, more playing into like interesting themes as well too. I appreciate about Pixie the most, and just kind of going through it, is that it just seems like they're more of a vibe. Like I think there's like a lot more story character to it than as a.
I agree. Let's move on to the next.
There we go. Oh no, I don't want to play it again.
Of course, it's gonna play again.
I haven't learned my lesson.
Yeah. Basically, it picks up with Dia, who was the fairy that was thrown off the cliff, waking up, and a butterfly appears to her, which brings her a witch's potion that essentially promises to like take away her pain that she's feeling and lead her to wings. So she drinks this potion, and then basically the forest around her turns red. Like she gets like red vision essentially. You'll see in the video. It's pretty interesting. And then basically the other fairy suspect that something's wrong, and they go looking for where Dia would be, and she's not there. So they basically are just looking for her, kind of confused and like worried about what happened to Dia. And then Dia ends up. This is a little out of order, but I feel like it makes more sense explaining it. Dia ends up following a butterfly at the end of the forest. She leaves like a trail of footprint, one wing. And then the other part of the story is basically taking place as the other 5 fairies eventually find a key attached to a butterfly in the forest that lead them to the door at the end of the. And that's kind of where that ends. So we can just go ahead and play this one out.
All right. It does look like we're I don't know if we're losing power or something here, but I can feel the stream is stuttering over here, so maybe I'll give it a minute. I just noticed that.
Storm tornado watch.
Yes, so if we do not
So
if we are not good, let us know. I think we are not doing too hot right now, currently. All right, we're just spinning right now on the stream here. All right, I think we might be back. All right, I'm just gonna leave it like this. Hopefully we haven't done anything. Nope. All right, wow, this is sucking. Seems like it's still live though, so I guess we'll try to chug through it, see where we're at. If you are in the chat, let us know if you can still hear/see us, because I know, like I said, we've been if you still see it, because it looks like it's getting a little messy right now. So I do apologize. Which is weird, because like on my screen, it's like it's red right now, but I can tell it's still like loading, which I think is weird. Of course, right in the middle of our stream, Alex. Okay, Mel says she can still hear and see us, so which is good. So if you would like to press on, we'll press on.
It looks like our frames are down.
Yeah, our frames are not hot right now. So, all right, we'll get into chapter 3 here.
You can turn off the CCs for this because it's like automatically CC'd.
I'm sure we're gonna find more out about this as as the slides continue.
Not so much.
No?
This is basically the end of this story here.
Interesting.
I mean, it does keep up a little bit, but this is kind of essentially the end of this forest arc. So we can go ahead and go to the next slide if we're ready. Hopefully we're not looking too bad on the stream.
I have it pulled up on my phone. It looks pretty okay. We're making our way through it. All right. It looks like we have the next song. It looks to be Addicted. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah,
All
let's get it.
All right. Hopefully, let me know if it's good, guys, or not. I think it's looking on my end pretty good. So.
네 시선에 우주는 acting cool 해보려 해도 저 멀리 내가로 falling 나를 사로잡아버린 너
Why you follow me 다시 부심이 날 들었잖아 Yes 천천히 난 온전히 내 쪽으로 가 Everyday yeah I'm not okay yeah Baby 그 치명적인 내 온도에 난 빠져들기만 해
아버린 나 내게 말해줘서 나는 꿈처럼 내게 빠져들어가는데 날 잡을 수가 없잖아
Too much of you
멈출 수가 없는 feeling 나를 계속 killing 너무할 수 없이 내게 빠져들어가고 있어 보여줘 내게 날 보여줘 내게 날
내가 뭘 원해 그 모든 간에 내가 다 해줄게 내가 말만 해이 모든 판에 주인이 돼줄게 Just want your love 더 강렬하게 더 밀어낼 수 없어 거부할 수 없는 너란 걸
I wanna know 더 말해줘 더 너는 꿈처럼 내게 빠져들어가는데 너는 참을 수가 없잖아 Baby, 멈출 수가 없는 넌 나를 계속 killing 거부할 수 없이 내게 빠져들어가고 있어 보여줘 내게 날 보여줘 내게 날 날카롭게 날 파고들지 나 나의 품에 더 스며들지 너 숨을 막아 날 침묵봐도 난 결국에 난 Dreamcatcher 없는 너라는 노래가 날 들게 만드니까 너의 손에 안겨 내 안에 난 더 깊이 멈출 수가 없는 feeling 넌 나를 계속 killing 거부할 수 없이 내게 빠져들어가고 있어 내게 날
This chorus is sick.
The red moon opens inside. Now you're addicted. And from now on, I'll be with you, and you'll be mine.
So I imagine this starts a new arc in terms of like storyline. correct?
Yeah, sort of.
I'm starting to pick up some stuff.
Yeah, yeah, that kind of leads like into the next major arc we'll get into, which is like the Reborn saga, like with
Okay.
Dia waking up there at the end, and there's like hints to it, kind of. I think that video specifically has a lot of really cool visual elements, like the way it's edited. It has a lot of like really quick jump cuts to like
Yep.
kind of like dark stuff, like blood and like dying flowers and stuff that just like kind of give it that little bit kind of like edgier horror
Okay.
concept. It does a good job of, I think, making the video feel like it's doing like the horror movie kind of thing.
Yeah, I'd also say
I mean, even there with the thumbnail.
I was gonna say thumbnail, and I'd also say as well, like instrumentation wise, it feels a lot darker too. Like there's something about like the musicality of it too that I've noticed with other groups thus far has been like they'll go into arcs and they'll have certain parts where they'll do like three songs that kind of obviously make sense in terms of storyline and musicality, like might draw from the same sort of cloth, and then once that's over with, then they will move on to the next three and they'll kind of figure out a storyline that fits within that motif, which I think in hindsight is really cool because when I go and listen to some of the B-side stuff, the stuff that's not like the main single, it's kind of cool to see their thought process on how those kind of get worked out on the in-betweens versus like, and I think that's often from, at least from my perspective of how often you can see them put out new music and how much like thought it takes to kind of put in a storyline like that. And I would say even more so for Pixie, who has, you know, arguably a decent amount of lore that we've discussed throughout, you know, this presentation. I think it's been very interesting to have something that, A, in terms of how much they release, on top of that, like showing how much like dedication or how much thought is put into all facets of what they do, whether it be like the music video, the choreography, the outfits, the storyline, like the actual lyricism, the lore. That's a lot of shit under one like metaphorical roof that they kind of have to like put it all together. So I think you got to give a lot of credit to not only the groups themselves, but I also think like their team that is so dedicated to trying to figure that all out in a very unique fashion. I don't think you can really, at least from my perspective, I don't feel like I can compare it to any other project that I've personally listened to or just genre in general, where there's just so much depth other than maybe like, this is going to be a shot in the dark a little bit, but like a Coheed and Cambria, where you're like, okay, like they have a lot of lore, they have a lot of stuff within their music that obviously has a level of fandom that supersedes their music, but also conversely affects it. And I feel like that's the only kind of correlation that I can relate it to, where if you're a band that's really dedicated to the storyline of the project, that's kind of where I kind of piecemeal those two things together, and I'm like, oh, that's really sick. You know, like you don't really get that too often. So I got to give every group that has that sort of dedication to do something like that, I got to give them a lot of credit because that's amazing, and it takes a lot of time and effort.
Shout out to their producer and creative director at the time, Kevin.
Shout outs.
The answer. Good dude. He's actually my favorite producer in K-pop. Produces for a couple other groups that I really like. And he was spearheading at the time all of the Pixie stuff.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So that's what basically kept me interested. And I think he did a really good job of like bringing their concepts to life and with the music and the creative direction.
I would agree.
He's a really smart producer. Really, really talented dude.
Yeah, this music video is also great. The song was really fun. Definitely like instrumentally a different change of pace as well too. And I as I mentioned before, I feel like they kind of go through those spots where like the song is very like the past three songs that we've listened to I've enjoyed, but I think this one also is like kind of finding its way into that new arc of like new music they're releasing. So it's cool to see them kind of go again, figure out where they want to be in terms of this story arc per se.
I would say that this sort of ends not only this like lore arc kind of, I mean, it doesn't really end per se, but it kind of wraps it up. It similarly, I think, also wraps up the musical style a little bit.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Which was kind of like this hard hitting EDM trap kind of choruses and stuff. I think that's generally pretty contained to these first three releases.
I would agree.
So that being said, let's move on to the next one. I'll give a little bit of an explanation.
Let's see if I've learned my lesson or not. Nope, I have not.
No. All right, this one doesn't require much explanation. This is a B-side. The only reason I put all the B-sides at the end, the only reason I included this one here is because this one I think is kind of the wrap up of the lore. It also has its own music video, and it's one of my favorites. But so what's interesting about this one is this is the English version of their song Bewitched. I believe it's the first English version they released. And I could be wrong about that actually, but this is the English version of Bewitched.
Woo.
And it basically, to summarize it all very, very quickly, is about essentially the witch, the girl is getting bewitched by the witch in the end. That's pretty much it. If you follow the lyrics, which should be easy, they're all in English, it talks about that, and it kind of, I think, does a good job of kind of wrapping up where this fairy forest kind of arc ends. It's also like a performance video, so there's not too many shots of like random things or random like storytelling shots too much. It's mostly dancing performance shots.
Okay.
So it's a cool opportunity to see choreo, and like the styling in it is really good, and you probably pay a little bit more attention to who's who and who's doing what vocals and stuff. So I'm ready if you are.
You're under the impression that I understand English, Alex, so I think that's where you falter here. I'm not very good at that either.
Fair.
Anyway, this is Bewitched, so I learned my lesson. I hit the arrow. I'm so proud of you.
Good.
I did it. Guys, I'm learning.
Halfway through, you got it.
All right. Didn't need to call me out like that. I'm a soft boy.
What does that mean?
Every time you look at me, I get your different
Oh, you can probably turn the CCs back on for this too. I think it is in English as well.
The melodies on this song is wild.
This song rips.
That's how I'm gonna pull up next stream. In that fit.
It's a sick shot.
Is this funk guitar? What? I'm digging this. Oh, I like those pitch vocals. Wild.
Let's draw me and you in this night. Coming closer, coming over to go inside. I'm too honest in your place. Made to break in fear. Don't break in fear. Keep focus on you. I keep my focus on you. Turn me into lies.
That was sick. I can see why this one's your favorite.
It's one of them.
I could see why it's one of your. Sorry, let me retract that statement. One of your favorites. Sorry.
I don't want to pick a favorite, but it's
Okay.
one of them.
All right. Well, I misspoke.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even get to see it in this video. There are some really cool dance moves that they don't even really show in the video that are like really, really impressive. That's, I think, like my favorite part is that it's a performance video. It does a really cool job of showing a lot of different choreography styles. The choreo changes for every time you get the chorus back, the choreo changes,
I
which
did
is really
notice
cool.
that. Yeah, that
It's
was sick.
not super common. Also cool that they decided to do the English version for the video. And I also just like I don't know what genre it really is. It's kind of like future, like a kind of house, I
It's
guess.
got, yeah, it's definitely got some house elements. I'd also say it kind of has a little bit of what I can, at least what I can kind of relate it to. It has a little bit of like what Dua Lipa's current most album has, like that.
Yeah, like kind of like a
80s
funk
like the
funk
80s
house kind of.
funk house kind of like, yeah, funk house, like a little bit dark pop, like it kind of bounced all over the place. But it was really like musically very fun. I heard a little bit of like funk guitar in there and I was like, what the fuck is this? This is wild. But I love it. You know, it's like one of those ear candy moments where you're like, this shouldn't be here, but I'm glad it is. So I think this one is number one right now.
Cool.
So I would say this one's number one, and I'm curious, you know, how far down the rabbit hole I'm going to be traversing. But yeah, I enjoyed this one a lot. This is, I think, if they're kind of cycling into the next like musical arc, I'm about this. Like if this musically kind of continues in a similar direction, I think this is it's going to be good, if I have to say.
Cool. Let's go next slide then.
All right. I learned my lesson, guys, so hopefully this doesn't play. All right, sick.
Okay. All right, so this is where the lore starts to get a little bit lost. I'll be completely honest with you. It gets a little hard to follow.
Okay.
So I'm going to kind of give what I understand, leave it a little loose because it definitely is not as clearly defined as the first three songs were.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna focus in then.
yeah, I'll do what I can here. Basically, Reborn begins the Dark City chapter. So in which 5 members, Ella has gone on hiatus at this point for health issues. So this comeback is without Ella. She is at this point resting, not with the group.
Mm-hmm.
So this basically is them portrayed as villains, quote unquote, that are basically trying to kill the alternative opposite versions of themselves. They're basically reborn as villains, and the way that they're looking for like closure and to be reborn is by killing their like good counterparts, essentially. You know what I mean? So like take it like if you were if somebody cloned you and there was just a good Brandon and a bad Brandon.
That's all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So so basically like they're reborn as like one side of each Pixie member, and their goal is to eliminate the other Pixie members, essentially.
It's basically, from what I could gather and reading this very fast, it kind of reminds me a lot of the movie Looper, where Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, who is also Bruce Willis, he goes back and he tries to kill himself?
Yeah, loosely.
Loosely. That's the only
similarity.
correlation I couldn't find. But I can see it though. I know what you're talking. I feel like that's a pretty I don't want to say common, but I think it's something that is I would say like I'm pretty familiar with, I guess, in terms of story arc, you know.
I think I think it makes a little more sense visually. Like the video does a pretty good job with it. Basically, yada yada. The rest of the paragraph here, they end up succeeding. Spoiler, and essentially killing themselves, quote unquote. To be reborn. That is the name of the album, Reborn. And then basically ends with kind of on a cliffhanger with them showing a silhouette of a person, and which kind of like leads people to believe that it's like not over yet. There's like another person here. Who is this? They're introduced by like a feather. So there's a lot of theories that this person that is introduced at the end of the video is related to somehow related to the fairy that only had like one wing, because this is like loosely tied to the other concepts. It's just not directly, I wouldn't say it's like a direct pickup, if that makes sense. It's kind of like loosely based, how I see it, on the fairy forest concept. So like
they're trying to continue on. They're trying to continue on with this. So basically, from what I could gather, at least, and if I cut you off, I'm sorry. I find that maybe it might just the fairy with the one wing. I feel like they're trying to kind of obviously tie that in somewhat into the storyline for it to like, okay, so we killed these people, we killed off our good selves, and this fairy with the one wing, we're gonna have to try to like put them together, you know?
Yeah, there's some fan theories about like who the fairy is and what the relevance is, and I can explain that later if we need to, but like I really don't want to get that deep into it. So let's just let's go ahead into the next slide. I think it's better to watch.
Fair enough. I think it's Sephiroth. That's my guess. Sorry, that was a terrible joke. Shout outs to all my Final Fantasy VII fans. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs. Love you guys.
Shout out.
This is Villain. Do I need to know anything? I mean, this looks pretty aggressive already.
I just told you everything.
All right.
Okay. You know, one thing I will say is that the good versions of Pixie, quote unquote, are tied to the original story in the sense that they're like the same versions that have woken up essentially without their memories, and they don't really know, like they're kind of like in a new world in the Dark City. This whole thing takes place basically in what's called the Dark City. So the good versions of Pixie are basically the ones that we have been watching that don't have their memories anymore and don't know where they are. And the bad versions of Pixie that we'll see killing people and doing stuff are bad Pixie. And they're the ones that are trying to kill the good version. So that's the best I can do with this explanation without writing a script.
All I'm going to say is, what in the Kingdom Hearts is this?
Hey, this is live. Give me a break. If I could script it.
This is no fault to you, Alex. I just want to let you know. I appreciate the fact that you've gone into so much detail. I just think it's like some of this stuff is like you need to have like if somebody has a breakdown on how this storyline should go, I would love to watch it in my free time. But man, I think Alex did based off of what I know, and I know the type of research Alex put into this, I would say he's doing a spot up job. So I'm just making jokes because I think it's funny, and I'm sure Alex deep down inside of his heart is pissed off at me. So
poking fun at all my hard work.
It's nothing against you, Alex. It's just the lore.
All right, let's roll. Let's roll it.
I gotta get some fun. All right.
Pixie has been reborn. Pixie has been reborn. Drop that fuck that into life I used to have as baby. I just lost my memory in the new life. Into the pitch black universe. I got pitch in there on my check. 끝을 놓친 시작까지. Who's the real me? 나에게 묻지. Like the gun is paradox. She's calling me. Time to wake up. Don't forget.
That is a cool shot. I'm not gonna lie. Oh. All right. Oh my God.
Oh,
I like that syncopation music.
I'm gonna hurt you는 한 입에 삼켜 너를 바로잡을 생 또 너 부숴버릴 신나
Can I promise? Clock is ticking. 내게 잡혀.
I love this scene.
발버둥치는 너. Recognize me. 알잖아 이제 네가 말해봐. Who am I?
Sick. All right.
I used to have as baby. I just lost my memory in the new. Take a look inside.
The production on this song is wild.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Killing you now. Don't make a sound.
끊었다 벗겨낸 날 묵던 체인 가짜 웃음 지웠다 지워 이제 내가 찾아다 나를 killer holiday
If you're bad, then you can call me.
Oh my God. I like this melody. Sick.
So basically, at the end there, you see them kind of taking the spots of the other Pixie, like the alternative versions. And this is the scene I was talking about with the mystery shadow figure.
Oh, all right. I like it. I like their logo.
Yeah. So what do you think about the song?
I enjoyed it. It's like a dark. I think they're again continuing in that same like musical arc, a like dark pop, a little funk, a little jazz. You know, it's really kind of hitting all the notes for me. No pun intended. It's interesting to see their progression from being a little bit more on like the horror side of things. I mean, there's still some like minor tonality stuff like that descending like vocal riff that da 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 like that feels very like minor-esque, which I like. Just kind of like the overall tonality. It almost weirdly enough, this is gonna sound like a really weird comparison, but it kind of reminded me of like the like casino maps in like the Sonic Adventure like 1 and 2 games. Weirdly enough, like it's kind of, I feel like chord wise or at least phrasing wise it's kind of in the same boat where it's like very like again minor tonality, very like I want to say like carnival-esque, but like kind of has a weird tonality to it. I think that might be the strangest comparison I've ever made here on the channel, but I'm going deep.
Yeah,
I'm going deep in the mind banks for this one.
yeah, I don't know that I can draw that same comparison, but
I've played a lot of Sonic.
important to note they did have a different producer for this song.
It is sick. I think who they went with was great. I think it was a nice change of pace because I think it still keeps within the same sort of styling, but I think there's just a little bit something extra that I enjoyed about this. I think maybe possibly like the arrangement of like the instrumentation and the vocals over top. I think there was just an interesting way that they went about producing this song, maybe comparatively to some of the other songs I've listened to from Pixie. This one just feels a little bit more stand out-ish. So I'd probably put this at number 2, at least, in terms of the favorites that I've really enjoyed. I may move this one. I may move this one up depending upon where, obviously, however much we're going through, which I believe is the entire thing. But I really enjoyed this one a lot. I think this one was definitely, to me, a standout track. I enjoyed this one, even though I don't know how well this ranks comparatively, because like Alex and I talk daily, and I sent him like a Twice song that was like the Japanese version, and he was like, I don't think people liked that one when it first came out, and I'm surprised you enjoy it. And I was just like, so then I kind of gave my blurb and said like, oh, I like it because of these reasons. And so I feel like I don't want to say instinctually pick the odd song out, but I think that there's things that I enjoy about this song that maybe would differentiate them from the catalog of other Pixie songs that I enjoy. I mean, not to say that the other ones were not good. I think I've enjoyed every song up till this point. But this one was definitely, you can tell it was produced differently, arranged differently. There's just a little bit more standout moments to me mentally where I was like, oh, this is cool. I like this melody, or I like this rap part within the song. And there was moments where I kind of caught myself and had a really cool enjoyment with this song that I don't think the other ones really had at this current time. So we're going to obviously move on and go a little deeper. But this one was great. I enjoyed this one a lot, actually.
Cool. Let's do that. Let's move on.
All right. The lineup
Okay, here's the fun
the
part.
big boy.
All right, so Reborn comes out. They go to Otakon. They pretty much announced that like right after Otakon that Sapio would be taking a hiatus for her health as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, she was supposed to start her rest like the week after their Otakon appearance or something. So she was basically supposed to be joining Ella on hiatus. And then a little bit after that, they ended up just announcing that they would both be leaving because of their health issues.
Oh.
And the group would continue with the 4. And then pretty quickly after that, they announced that they would be introducing their new member, Rinji, to the group. Prior to, because this is all right before their first European tour.
Oh boy, so they had a lot of stuff in the pipeline. Oh man.
Yes, for sure. So they got Rinji in, and she went on the European tour to meet everybody for the first time, which was cool. And then shortly after that, they on this tour they performed their special track that was the first thing that Rinji was featured in, called Trick or Treat, which is like a Halloween themed, like Trick or Treat themed Halloween song. They released it in December, which is kind of funny. I'm assuming it had something to do with like the unexpected changes or the tour or something. Yeah. But yeah, basically they performed it on the European tour. It went very well. People were very receptive to her. She's a great addition to the group. And obviously, big respect and thanks to Sapio and Ella for all their work and time with Pixie. They are very missed, very talented. I don't believe that Ella is really doing anything musically at the moment. I know Sapiel is posting stuff on her YouTube channel, which is going great. So, you know, show them love. They're awesome. Let's go to the next slide.
I guess the question that I have, because I know with lineup changes, is it? I know obviously lineup changes do happen. I'm not unversed on that. Is it has, or I guess more so, has it happened where if someone has left the group, you know, for health reasons or, you know, what have you, has any member come back to a group like after, like post, like if they've gone on
Yeah.
hiatus and they're like, oh no, actually I want to do this, I'm coming back, and then they rejoin the group? Is that something
Yes,
that's pretty common or not as common?
It does happen. Typically what you'll see is like if somebody's on hiatus for a really long time, like a year, then you're kind of like, it's not looking too good. But a lot of times people will go on hiatus due to something minor, like they like hurt their neck or something, or they just get overworked maybe during like a comeback schedule.
Okay, yeah.
Or something personal happens. Like, there's a lot of instances where people go on hiatus for anywhere from like a couple weeks to a couple months and still come back and everything's good. Ella was out for quite a while.
Okay.
I think that everybody was pretty convinced that she would be leaving at some point. I think the Sapiel one was a little shocking, just because she went on hiatus and then kind of they instantly, well, pretty quickly announced her leaving.
Okay, so it was pretty like the turnaround time was much sooner.
Yeah, and also a good point in the chat from Cloud is saying that the Halloween release could have been having something to do with the Halloween tragedy that happened in Seoul last year.
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that got postponed, and everything did shut down for a while, and plans definitely changed. So yeah, who knows? It's hard to say exactly why it happened, but it's definitely a good theory.
And Rinji is the one to my right or to the?
Rinji is to your right.
Okay, cool.
Sabiel is up on the top. Ella is on the bottom. Rinji, new member, on the right.
Very sick. All right.
Next
slide,
so
right?
next slide. All right. So with the lineup changes, you got to shift some roles, right? Because we lost our leader. So very fittingly, Dia is now our leader.
Hey.
Right there in the middle. So she's our leader and our main vocalist. Lola is still our main rapper.
Yay.
Our main rapper visual. Sua is still sub vocalist. Dajong's promoted to main vocalist. Shout out. And she lost her maknae role, which now goes to Rinji, who is the main dancer, sub vocalist, maknae. Got a lot of roles.
Yeah.
But she's very talented. So she's a great dancer. They introduced her with a like a performance kind of like art video of her dancing. Very cool.
Very nice.
Yeah. So that's pretty straightforward. We can go ahead to the next. Okay, I'm gonna speed run this because this the lore at this point in my opinion, everyone entitled to your own opinions. Maybe you know way more about it than I do. I think the lore here kind of it loses traction quite a bit. It goes a little crazy, especially with like Sapiel, who is part of writing their lore, not being in the group anymore. The lineup changes. It gets a little crazy. So I'm just gonna kind of explain the track and what the track's about, and we're not gonna dive too much into the connections because there are a lot of like cool visual references and connections in the video and stuff that references Dark City stuff. But I think it's easier if we just talk about the track. So Karma is the title track. What's interesting about Karma is it is a mashup of two other songs.
Ooh.
So they have a song called Hide and Seek and they have a song called Flip a Coin. They are both on the album Chosen Karma, but Karma itself as the title track is a mashup of the two. Why they chose to do that? Not quite sure. Do I like that they did that? Not quite sure. But Hide and Seek, the lyrics in that song basically tell a story about hunting down evil in like a game like manner, like playing with your prey, kind of like toying with. There's a lyric from Lola where she says just toying with you. And then the song that's combined with Flip a Coin is a song that's kind of based around Karma, in where you'll see them literally flipping a coin, and they're using that to decide fate and to basically enact judgment on who they deem evil. Okay. I guess the interesting thing about that is it's mentioned from Dia that both sides of the coin represent death. So they're basically saying, like, it doesn't matter the results of the coin flip. We're gonna, if you're evil, you're gonna get the judgment.
Yeah.
So basically, Karma takes place in the Dark City era. They're spend the video basically punishing evil, doing the coin flip, which is deciding fate, which is the fate is death. Obviously, it only has
One
two
ending.
sides.
Yeah,
it's basically a one-sided coin. And they have said that this video or this album wraps up their Dark City era and closes the books on this lore.
Cloud says first time I really thought that was a mistake in Spotify.
Yeah, let me see what Cloud is talking about here. From rapper and main dancer to main vocal and dancer is amazing. Yep. Cheat making a mashup when you hear the album is kind of annoying to listen 2 times. I agree. I think that is a hit on the album, that if they were going to make the song a mashup, they shouldn't have included the songs that were used to make the mashup in the album as well, because you're essentially listening to the same song 3 times. Because you listen to Hide and Seek, you listen to Flip a Coin, and then you listen to Karma, which is at that point you've heard you've heard both songs twice. And like the mashup, in my opinion, what it does is it leaves out really good sections that each song has. In my opinion, Flip a Coin is my favorite song on that album. They took out, when they did the mashup, they took out all the sections that I liked the most, which was really unfortunate.
Interesting.
So yeah, I don't know if I would say it's cheap. I would say that like they talked about it a little bit and said that they couldn't decide between the two, like musically and like concept wise, so they decided to mash them up. I think that was a bad idea, personally. I would have liked to see them just pick one and then do like a performance video or do like a special music video for the other, and just commit to both songs, because separately I think they're very good. Together they're just interesting. I wouldn't say bad, I wouldn't say great. I just think it's an interesting song. The mashup thing is definitely a first for me hearing a group do, in the sense of they put the mashup out and it included the songs that were the mashup as well. That's new for me.
Yeah. Sari says, the rap parts were left out. And
yep, exactly. There are some really great rap verses in Flip a Coin. Maybe my favorite of all the Pixie tracks together. And they got left out of Karma, and it was really rough for me. But I don't want to bring down the song before we give it a fair shake. So let's just get into it.
And also,
I'm not saying it's a bad song, by the way. I don't want to give the impression I think the song is bad. I just think that they made a weird choice, and I kind of give it to like All Art maybe being a little bit confused with the direction, and also not having Sapio like helping with their direction, and also not having Kevin the answer as their producer and also kind of like heading their creative direction too. So it's a mix of things. Not a big deal. We can get past. Shiny also did this sort of mashup, 2 B-sides brought together. Yep. And Super M did as well. What was that one called? It was it Super M 100? Or I forget what that title track was for Super M. But I thought Super M's was actually pretty good. Super M's, I thought their mashup was good, and I also liked both
individual songs.
It was like 100 and Tiger Inside or something.
You can let us know.
It's hard to remember off the top of my head, but I'm sure
Sari's got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell.
And Manji Day said same thought to what you were saying about the mashup. But I think we should listen to it. I think that's the general thought. Monster and Infinity. That's it. One Monster and Infinity. I don't think I appreciate that you gave that thought, because I don't think that I would discount the song because it's a mashup, because obviously I'm listening to this for the first time, but I think it would also, knowing that this is a part of like 2 songs technically put together, I don't know if you have Hide and Seek and Flip a Coin on this list or not, but I think it would be cool for me to listen to both of those after this is over with, and then be like, okay, now I understand why people are maybe not thrilled with the fact that it's a mashup song. I would probably feel the same way if like if I had that type of investment. I feel like I would probably be. I don't think I would be mad, because it's just like, okay, like they just put a song, like 2 songs together. But I think when you're taking out 2 of arguably the best parts of the song, and everybody collectively thinks that you're taking out some of the best parts of the song, that leaves something to be desired, I'd say. So I think that kind of is, I think, more frustrating, if anything, than I'd argue for it to be just like, oh, okay, like blah blah blah, like, why is this like this, why is that like that, I think it would just maybe have me kind of question as to why that exists per se, versus maybe like being upset that there's a mashup. But I could totally understand listening to the cycle part again, like already listening to the 2 singles and then having to listen to the mashup. I think that would be pretty frustrating, at least from my perspective of listening to a lot of music. I don't think I would be too thrilled about that. But if you want to go through some of these comments, Alex, and I guess we'll move on to the next slide, right?
Yeah. Hard for any title track. Pixie to top villain. Interesting. Villain's good. I feel like a lot of people, I don't hear too often people liking Villain the most. That's cool. I think Villain's a very solid song.
That was the one we listened to last, right? I enjoyed that one a lot too.
Yeah, you like that one a lot.
Hey, me and Kathleen, salutes.
I think I love Villain. I'm always a sucker for like the harder hitting EDM stuff though. So their earlier stuff holds a special place for me. It'd be nice to hear the separate songs as well, so you have an idea. Yeah, I think so too. I think sort of my problem is that I agree with what Kathleen says, is they sort of like what she's saying is they chose to end Karma with like a section that I don't think is that great either. It seems like they picked a lot of the worst sections of both songs to use for the title track and left out the ones that people liked more. So I'm not sure I understand like why the decision there was made. But yeah, let's just start it. I'm gonna talk about it forever.
Maybe we'll listen to him at the end of this like video live series.
Yeah, we got definitely a good chunk of videos, like B-sides and stuff at the end. So yeah, we'll see where we are with time.
Sounds good. All right, let's hop into Karma.
I will say the styling and stuff and the sets for this video are great.
I got your life on the
Oh yeah, it must be a set. I was trying to figure out if it was like Unreal 5 or something. Then I realized they're playing with millions of dollars, so. Oh, this is cool. I like this.
I love that coin flip move.
That coin flip move was boss.
There's our new member, Rinji.
The melodies on this part are sick too.
That's my girl Dajon taking her new vocal role seriously.
Oh yeah, you didn't talk about your bias. That's what it was. Yeah.
It's Dajon.
I know. You just said it. All right.
Karma is a bitch.
This part. We'll find out. We don't get it either, Sari, honestly. We will have to find out what's going on, though, at some point.
I feel like we're... I don't want to be in the bad graces of YouTube and all art. I feel like we're kind of like making content out of it. Like we're explaining stuff and talking about like reviewing and going through. I think it's a pretty good... I feel like we're in pretty good fair use territory here, to be completely honest.
I would agree, yeah.
But, you know, I guess they get to decide, make the decisions on that.
It's all right. We're just going to plow through it, and we're going to try to do what we can. I know I can tell that the stream is still live, so we are still good, you know. Obviously, Kathleen, you don't have to dig yourself a hole of embarrassment. You did not know any of that stuff prior to this point, so you're good. You're good. You're good, fam. But yeah, no, this has been... I mean, this song was, I feel like, a little abrupt because we got completely sidetracked, but I actually enjoyed the song very much. I think for me, I'm curious to see how these songs compared to the two that they mashed up. I feel like that's really where my like brain is gonna be going in terms of like how much of the cool parts of that song did they replace with this song that is mashed up with the other song, and then conversely, like, are the two greater parts better than the whole part of Karma? I think that's what I'll be like determining whether or not all art wants me to or not. So I'm gonna do it. I don't care. We're going hard. We're doing it. All art, I love you, but come on, man. We're talking about we're talking about your group, you know? I'm just saying. I'm just trying to Nation.
Yeah, I'm just trying to spread the love for Pixie.
The love for Pixie.
Give us a whitelist. I've spent too much money on Pixie to not be whitelisted from you guys.
I haven't spent any money on Pixie stuff, but now I'm gonna, because if you whitelist us, that'd be sick. Just saying. I'll spend a lot, quote unquote, a lot of money to be whitelisted. You know what I'm saying? So, shout outs. All art, baby. Wow, all right. You holy shit.
Okay. Now that we're done with all the title tracks, we can move on to the fun stuff.
The stuff that will definitely get us flagged. I mean, love.
It's all on their official channel, which I thought was going to be problem free because I didn't pick any like live things or music shows or anything that should be a problem. I only picked stuff off of their official channel. So
who knows?
Yeah, maybe they won't like that. Maybe
we have to
whatever.
add Pixie. Guys, add Pixie online right now. Just do it. I'm just kidding. Don't actually do it. If you did it, that's sick. But, just tell them we love them. Especially Alex. Alex, this is his favorite group, and he was so stoked to be able to talk about them on here.
I'm even wearing a Pixie shirt.
And he's wearing a Pixie shirt. I'm not, because I don't have a Pixie shirt, but...
And I got my little Pixie bear hanging behind me.
See? Look
here.
at that.
Yeah, so I don't know. So I put these videos in order of release. But from like left, right, top, bottom. We don't really have to do them. No, so we'd go like Moonlight, The Moon, Call Me, Greetings, Trick or Treat, Whisper.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. I didn't see the text on the bottom, so I got confused.
Yeah. We don't need to do them in that order. You can kind of just pick and choose if we want, or we can do them in order. Doesn't really matter.
No, let's just rock in order. I think we gotta do it. Kathleen says she's gonna call it Dajong right now.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
Yeah. We gotta do it. Do it up. Everybody's, we got them all on speed dial, right? I'm just gonna call them up right now. I think that's what we have to do.
Oh, you're right. The Moon was before Moonlight. That
okay,
is
so should we start with the Moon first and then Moonlight?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Whatever is gonna get us banned first. We'll find out.
Damn, I almost said it all right. It's hectic.
You almost did, yeah.
If you can, just full screen it.
Full screen.
It's gonna be there's no point in watching a tiny video.
희미해지는 눈 사로잡은 네 몸 어느 누구도 볼 수 없던 힘을 쌓았던
야, 어둠 속에 나를 밝혀줘 spotlight 나의 눈이 가리고 춤춰 all night Baby I just wanna
I just want to say, I wish I could dance this cool.
Could if you tried.
That's gonna be my next video. I learned how to become a K-pop dancer in 30 days.
I love Dajong's hair with that bright red.
That whistle? Alright.
나를 향해 날아갈 때 저 위로 넌 자꾸 더 올라탈 때 이대로 더 우리 함께 높이 날아가길 원해 밤이 날 또 삼켜버리기도 전에
I love that move with the jackets.
It is really sick. also realized how much taller all of them are compared to that one chick with the pink hair
To Dajong?
in the back. Jajang, yeah, is much shorter than the rest of the group.
Yeah, well, her specifically, Lola is very tall, and Dia, I guess,
look
is a
at
little
that.
taller. It's just spacing. She's not that much shorter than the rest of them.
I say that as a 5'8" tall man, you know.
Fly to the moon, stick a flick on. inside of the 가려져 감춰있던 네가 모두
Ooh, those are some high vocals. I love it. This one was great. I enjoyed this one a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Ella's a good vocalist, man.
Ella's crushing it. Love it. That like super high whistle reminds me of that comment you made about like ETA having like that horn sound. I feel like producers in K-pop just love that shit. I don't know what's about it. Like they have to have like one thing that just stands out super strong. And I think that like that whistle, like whistle melody, I think that popped off. I
Yeah.
liked it. Oh, I did not want to play it again. Let me get out. Get me a full screen. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think Lola is 5'7" ish, and yeah, Dajong's definitely 5'2".
Okay, cool.
So
Um,
I mean, yeah, it's a pretty good height difference for sure. But I would say like Lola is above average. She's the exception. I would say Dajong's not exceptionally short. I would say Lola is exceptionally tall. You know?
Me and Lola are the same height, so I'll take it.
All right, let's hit the next one.
And the next one's Moonlight, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a cool video. Cool video.
I also want to give a shout out to the choreo. I don't think I mentioned how sick it was. I feel like I should just make a video of like, while watching K-pop music videos help my dance skills in 30 days.
In theory, yeah.
I'm gonna do it. I feel like that'd be a funny like. As a sidebar, I watch a lot of Drew Gooden. Shout outs to Drew.
Yeah.
He did one about guitar playing and how if Guitar Hero would teach him to be a better guitar player. So I feel like I should do that if I watch a lot of like K-pop music videos, if my dance skill is going to improve. That one's still
Well,
an idea. It's a
if
good
you're
one.
comparing it to Drew Gooden's video, you would want to do a lot of K-pop songs on Just Dance or like one of those games,
Oh yeah, that's true.
right?
That's
Right?
true.
Because that's the equivalent.
I had
Because
to do it.
if Drew Gooden did the video on it, does watching guitarists make me a better guitarist, it would be the same. But he's doing the Guitar Hero, so I feel
That's
like you got to
true,
do
that's
Just
true.
Dance.
Okay. I'll
do a
just
bunch
play
of, like-
exclusively Blackpink songs. That's what it is.
Yeah, Aisha from Everglow is very tall. Also, May from Cherry Bullet is really tall. I think she's like 5'10".
Shoo. Sheesh. Love it.
There's a handful of taller idols these days, but yeah, the tallest I can think of are Aisha and May. But yeah, let's check out Moonlight.
All right. Let's rock. Knock on wood, we're doing all right here. It was just one song, I think. I like this bass.
1, 2, 3. I'm a baby. I can feel it so right. I'm floating. You can save me when the sun comes down. Then we finally fall. 말존이 멍해. 그래줘 이tam이. 이타면 나의 밤 위로 올라가 춤을 춰 입을 몸에 roll.
Oh, that's clean.
이 밤을 더 빛나게 밝혀줘 be my light.
concept of doing this like comic style video is so sick.
It is really tight. Yeah.
This also does like play reference to some of their lore, but it's kind of like its own thing.
When you touch me, oh, I can feel my life. As you give the neck, careful, piano. That's what I'm like. That's what I'm like. That's what I'm like. 이랬지만 나를 맞춰. That's what I'm like. That's what I'm like. That's what I'm like.
Definitely a different vibe on this one. The guitar work on this is wild too. Very subtle. Oh man.
And vocals popping off.
Going hard. I respect it. This is a cool music video too. Shout outs. I like the art style. Ah, nice.
Yeah, I like this.
If they did like a 16-bit song, that'd be kind of tight.
Yeah, and I needed a full version of that,
That
but
was a
let
good
me
one.
see.
I enjoyed that one a lot, actually.
Oh, May is 5'8", not 5'10". Okay, I was a little off, kind of very
That's
off.
all right.
Still tall.
Still tall,
Parallel
I was
with the
gonna say.
Forest storyline. Yep. Moonlight is fun live. Dajong is killing the vocals in the back. I love my girl Dajong getting some chance to flex her vocals.
The Sonic. Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool, Cloud. The Sonic reference early was on point. I didn't notice
Damn,
that.
there you go.
I didn't pick up on
That's-
that.
That's there for you.
That was there for me, yeah, as a Sonic stan. I can't believe I didn't point that out. I'm disappointed in
All right.
myself now.
All right, now you mentioned different vibe.
Different vibe, yeah.
Let's do Call Me.
Oh, okay. Also, I feel like I have to mention this because Alex asked me. I told Alex to guess what he thinks my bias is. I don't know if we're gonna get into that part yet or not, but I feel like I
Sure.
just want him.
I
I
mean,
just want him to stew on it for a little bit, you know. I want him to-
I already well, I already have my theories. Do you feel like you have one?
I feel like I kind of do. As I mentioned a little earlier on, I think like all of the like power vocalists, like really I think I might also be a Dajong fan as well. I think because she just crushes the vocals. But I'd also say, I don't know. I actually kind of like Rinji a lot, even though we've only seen her in like one music video. I think she's done some pretty cool parts that I've enjoyed. So I don't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna
respect
save it for
that.
I'm gonna save it for closer to the end when I have a little bit of a better thing. But I would probably say, I'd say right now, Dajong is probably my bias right now.
Welcome to the club, brother.
But I also really liked Rinji, so I feel like I need to give her some more love as these songs kind of progress. Because there's only been one. We've only done one song with Rinji thus far. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
All right. Let me see. The girl who helps him in the end is a robot arm. Yep. Similar to the fairy with the one wing, robot with the one arm. Dajong biases rise up. Did I add the Rinji solo dance video? I didn't. I didn't add any like the special clip dance videos. Everything on the screen here is what I added for the stream today. Figured maybe if we get back into it, that's something we can check out. If
If all
Almighty All Art will allow us.
I was gonna say. We are.
Yeah, but
we love
no,
all
I
art.
just I mentioned the dance video, but I didn't include it for what we're getting into today.
And Almighty
And-
All Art has to.
Yeah, and Sari pointed out here a fun fact is that Rinji was a dancer for the group before she officially joined. There's some theories there. She did perform as their fill-in for Ella at Otakon when I saw them. She was just wearing a mask, but she was prior to being announced dancing with the group, which is cool. And then what was the other thing with her? Yeah, there are theories that like she's been supposed to be part of the group for a long time.
Oh.
That she was like the person referenced with like the whole butterfly, like one wing butterfly thing, and that essentially All Art was kind of just waiting for her to not be so young to debut. Like there's like I guess like fan theories or people think that Rinji has been meant to be in this group from the beginning, essentially.
So they're giving
and
her
that
like
she
a
would-
character arc essentially.
Yeah, and they were kind of just giving like time to introduce her. It ended up obviously like having some member shifts and going a little differently from planned. But
Yeah, Kathleen says I suspect they may have been waiting for her to get a bit older before
Yep.
debuting. And
yeah,
then
exactly.
Sari also said, I think the ongoing thought is that she was always going to be in the group, but was too young to debut. So
Yep.
kinda
All right,
same
we're all
thing.
sharing the same brain cell here.
It's a shared thought. Sari also said that I am going to be getting whiplash from this song, so I think it's time to break my neck right now. Let's go.
Baby I'm nervous 날 꽉 안아줘 그렇게 넌지시 넌 내게 말해줘
Very interesting.
Spend a night baby with you 갑작스런 나의 말해 넌 그대로 내게 멈춰 맘에 없는 말은 안 해 내게 보여줄게 넘쳐 Baby 넌 그대로 내게 와줘 넌 이미 넌 내게 충분하니까 I just wanna know 지금 이 순간 나와 똑같다고 숨길 수가 없는 이 감정 달콤한 표정 너에게로만 반응하니까 아무것도 넌
Yeah, the pink filter is an interesting choice. But I also like that they just decided to do this to have fun. There's really not much of a backstory to this. This is essentially just a standalone special track.
It is tight though.
It's fun. It's good.
Shout out to Meatball who joined us.
I could see how this would be a whiplash song. Choreo's super tight on this song too.
really funny like how well this concept also fits them though.
Yeah. In an
Obviously,
alternate
like-
universe.
Yeah, like lore aside.
This is the good. This is the good version of Pixie.
It's so funny seeing Dia and Mola doing a cute concept.
I'll say my thoughts for the end of the song. I like the main melody and the backing melody. Oh, so sick. That was great. If my memory serves me correct, Alex, you had one song in this playlist that you felt like I was going to enjoy the most. If it was this one, you are correct.
No, it's
Really?
not the one.
Wow. Okay, I enjoyed this one a lot actually. I know it seems very like
Good.
out of the box, I would imagine, for most Pixie fans, but I enjoyed this one a lot.
It's definitely a left field song, but I think like I can speak for probably most fans that I think everyone likes it. I think it's like a good addition to their discography. I think it's a good song, and it's like good to see the other side of them. You know,
Kathleen said shocked Pikachu face. I think I enjoyed it because it like my background in K-pop is like Twice and like New Jeans, so I feel like I enjoyed this one a lot because it kind of borrows a lot more character from that like side of music. I'm not against the whole like the like bubblegummy pop sort of stuff. Like I enjoy that. So I do find that I probably enjoyed this song a lot because it kind of reminded me of a similar sort of like even like a 50-50 almost too as well, like in that sort of like real like happy-go-lucky kind of vibe that this song had. So I know it's obviously very different from other Pixie songs, and I'd imagine that when this was released, most people were like, "What the fuck's this? What's going on? You know, like what are they doing? What happened?" You know, I feel like that would probably be my first reaction, but I think I can see both sides of the coin because like I do enjoy the like more darker like darker arrangements of some of the more traditional Pixie songs, but I'd also say I enjoyed that one a lot just because it was a little bit more in my vibe. So 50-50 are in a lawsuit. That is not good.
yeah. Best of
That's-
luck, 50-50.
No bueno.
Wishing you girls freedom soon, please.
All right, well, I don't think that might not be something we could delve into in this video, but
Nah, don't get me started on it.
okay. I'm sorry to make you upset.
I'm good. Let's go to the next song. Greetings.
Greetings. Okay. Is this like where they're all gonna be sitting and singing the song? Seems like a campfire moment here, you know.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like a little live clip kind of thing.
Nice one, Cloud. I was gonna make that joke.
마무님이 거리거리지 그 맘은 나쁜 알리니 때론 우리 멀어진 걸까 난 걱정이야 매일매일
발걸음을 맞춰 마주보고 눈을 맞춰 나는 짧은 순간마저 내 위로가 될 수 있기를
그런 나는 꼭 올 거야 새끼손가락 꼭꼭 너와 나
그러기로 했으니까 right 그리 약속했으니까 yeah.
Wherever you are, 우리 함께니까 부디
Ooh, nice chord progression.
그때까지 안녕하기로 해. How you doing,
느끼게 되뇌이면 내게 닿을 거 보고 있을까 난 널 노래할 때 보고 있을까 널
That's sick.
그린
I
내
like that.
때
매일 밤 눈을 감을 때 난 너를 생각해 눈을 뜨면 제일 먼저 너를 찾곤 해
The lower register. That's it.
Yeah, I love Lolo's parts in this song a lot.
여기 모두 그때 내게 다 말할게 I'll be right here 나 언제까지나
Wherever you are 우리 함께니까 부디 그때까지 안녕하기로 해 How you doing 매일 네가 보고 싶어 멀리서 전하는 안부 인사 어서 이 비가 그쳤으면 How you doing 너도 내가 보고 싶어 말하지 않아도 알 수 있어 어서 이 밤이 지났으면 The moon, the stars 너와 나를 기다리는 밤 맑은 햇살 오기 전엔 비가 내린다
그리움이다 지나갈 쯤에 넌 매일 밤 꾸는 꿈처럼 내 품에 I'll be there
That chord progression back there was wild.
It is insane. It is Asia feed these people.
How about that key change though?
Bro, I'm gonna see myself out.
이 비가 그쳤으면 하얀 너도 내게 보고 싶어 바라지 않아도 알 수 있어 어서 이 밤이 지났으면 It'll be okay
The layering going on in this last chorus,
It'll be okay
hitting the spot.
This is a nice one live too.
It'll be okay
The melodies in the back, the harmonies, oh,
다 괜찮을 거야
popping off.
다 괜찮을 거야
This is a low-key bop, I'm not gonna lie. I'm about this. Shout out to the band. Crushed it.
Yeah, it's a nice little ballad.
You know, I feel like I don't hear that too often, and as well, actually, that's not true because Dreamcatcher did have some ballady sort of songs, so that's I plead the fifth on that answer. But no, that was great. I think that was a low key sleeper song. I would say that would crack the top 5 for sure, just because like I love a good like soft guitar line. It actually reminds me of some of the more like softer songs off of the Bewitched the Rock OST, which I love. That's like that was probably gonna be in my Spotify like Wrapped 100%. I love that. Shout out to Bewitched the Rock. But this is great. That's a low key sleeper song. I wouldn't imagine people putting that too high up on the list, but
I think a lot of people like it. They play it live all the time too.
I think it would be curious to watch that live, and I probably will do it in my off time because you know I don't want the almighty all art to come after me. But I will definitely watch the live version of it. So definitely I'll ask Alex for the link, or if you got a good version of it, drop it in the chat. I'll check it out.
Catch up on comments. Sepil started crying during the song at Otakon. I remember that. It was very sad.
I'm crying.
In hindsight, it's even more sad because she
yeah.
probably did know she was leaving. It's a very good slow song from them. And yes, Still With Me definitely hits different after the lineup changes.
And Sari just put a crying face.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the same way that like when we were going through Dreamcatcher, like I think it was Reason, right? That's the one where like they wrote all the they basically wrote it for the fans. Like I can kind of sense a similar theme in that, where it's like this song I feel like holds a special meaning now. So I love that. Obviously I wasn't crying, but I feel like if I knew and I had gone to Otakon, maybe next year. Maybe I'll go to Otakon next year. Let me know if you'd like to see me in Otakon next year. I know Alex is probably going, so.
I didn't go this year. Maybe I'll go.
Oh, yeah. Well, Otakon, if you want to like sponsor us, that'd be sick. Just saying. Yeah, put it out there. Plug. This next one's Trick or Treat, and you said this one came out in December, which is ironic considering it's like a Halloween-esque song.
Yeah. Yeah, this is basically the clip that like the first song they put out, kind of like introducing Renji. You can go ahead and play it. It's nothing really. It's just kind of like a funny video.
Okay.
Them kind of doing like a little Halloween costumes, and I think they kind of just threw it out there to give people a little more context on Renji.
Okay. Cool. Well, let's jump into it. We're doing good so far, knock on wood. All our thank
Only
you.
got
Blessing
2
us.
left.
And a little fancy 네가 꾸는 꿈속에다 흠칫 놀라는 표정 달콤한 비명
자, 붕붕 하늘 날아 날아 starlight zoom 다 보여 내 눈은 North Starlight 건너가자 숨어봤자 소용없죠 하나 둘 셋 셀 테니 숨어라고 머리카락 보일라
나는 눈빛 미안 목소리 so sweet 미안
Nice melody.
깜깜한 밤을 리던 난 간단히 너를 끌어 Trick or treat 이미 더 빈정해진 그 노래 Trick or treat 너무 달콤해 감아준 눈이 Oh yeah my
I like the melody. Very like Halloween-esque.
Yeah, it's spooky.
Spooky.
Hey surprise 매번 party 빨리 내게 가져와 Get me ay get me Surprise 난 맞추래도 지나쳐 미치기 직전이야
This part's sick. I like this beat up. Change.
This video is so funny.
Makes me young 목소리 so sweet me on 깜깜한 밤을 리던
Renji is the only clown I like. Fucking hate clowns.
Trick or treat 이미 다 빈정해진 그 노래
She gets the pass.
Trick or treat 너무 달콤해 감아준 눈에 초콜릿 거리 캔디보다
Ooh, nice melody change. Okay.
Baby you're so sweet
밤하늘에 너만 남아다는 빛나는 건 없게
하늘 불꽃을 밝혀줘 Trick or treat 이미 다 빈정해진 그 노래 Trick or treat 너무 달콤해 감아준 눈이 Trick or treat You're mine, you're mine, you're mine, mine, mine
너를 더 말해봐야
Don't care 누가 뭐라건 I'm coming 날 가지마
I feel like we have to exclusively play this song at our house on Halloween. It's a given.
Yeah, it's a good.
It's a bob. I enjoyed that one a lot actually. Very like I like some of the calls or the nods to like Halloween music, like Halloween type music. I thought that was cool, especially with like some of the melodies. You definitely hear some of those things that are used within, I'd argue, a lot of like either like scary movies or like Halloween based movies. So I really enjoyed that concept of it. Not that I feel like artists really delve into it as much, but I did like that kind of like I guess comparison per se of adding those in. It was very nice. Really enjoyed it. Was a vibe certainly. And Renji did great. I still think she's probably. I think I'm a Dion, and then Renji is probably second right now.
Dajong.
Dajong, sorry. I'm an idiot.
It's okay.
Pronunciation's
That's
not
okay.
my forte.
That's all right.
I can't wait to get roasted in the comments for that. It's gonna be sick.
Nah, just wrong group. It's all good.
It is wrong group, yeah.
Let's do the last one.
This is the final one. Oh my god.
Yep. Last one.
All right. We're gonna whisper our way through it, I guess. Sorry, that was a terrible joke. Ooh, this guitar work giving me life. Fringy crushing it right now. All right.
So what you waiting for? Tell me 너 계속 말로 너를 속삭여줘 네 손을 내게 가해 가져와 너의 맘을 모아줘
I'm vibing with this one.
Baby tell me 나만 들리게 너를 말해줘 어서 말해 내 가장 큰 맘이 작은 목소리 담아서 가끔씩 나도 모르게 내 안에 깊숙이 숨겨둔 맘이 새어나오려 하니까 차오른 맘을 꿀꺽 삼켜냈어 그리고 눈 깜짝할 사이에
those jazz chords. All right.
널 참기야 해 Just tell me now I got a question, you got a question everything 해가 져도 난 네가 뜬다면 I'm okay 나겠다면 이제 널 내게 줄래 Tell me 너 계속 말로 너를 속삭여줘 네 손을 내게 가해 가져와 너의 맘을 모아줘요 Let me know Baby tell me 나만 들리게 너를 말해줘요 어서 말해 네 가장 큰 맘을 작은 목소리에 담아서요 눈치챘을까 걱정해 하겠지 You're looking like that 왜 만난 듯한 낯설 온몸으로 다 표현하면 살짝 옅은 나의 맘이 한 말에 달싹거린 나의 입술이 너를 부르니까 얼굴 파란불이 켜지니까 All the things you like about me 계속 말해주곤 할 테니 Baby tell me baby before it's too late I wanna know Let me tell me all the things you like about me 계속 말해주곤 할 테니 Tell me baby before it's too late
This was fire. 10 out of 10. Big kudos. I'm a whisper stan.
That is the song that I thought you would like.
Yeah, that one pops off. Yeah, I gotta give it. Yeah, that you were correct. You hit the nail on the head. That one was that's number 1, 100%. Call Me very close, I would say, as well. I enjoyed that one a ton. And then in terms of like the main title tracks, I don't know. That's a little. I think that's a little.
I think you mentioned you like Reborn.
Reborn was good. I would also say there was one that was mentioned in the chat earlier that I also enjoyed a lot. And I'm trying to scroll back and I can't find it. Well, I'm not gonna find it, but yeah, I would say I enjoyed all of it. It's cool to see. I think it's interesting to see how they went from like this maybe like more darker villain. Yes, that's what it was. Kathleen, shout outs. I enjoyed that one too. I think it's cool to see how they went from like this more like darker undertone to more like vibey, if that makes sense. Like I feel like their trajectory in terms of their sound and like what they're moving towards is like comparatively a lot different from where they started out at. And I think I would argue a lot of groups kind of do that per se. Like I think that I don't really feel like I found a group that kind of has kept the same sort of motifs over a certain period of time. Like I feel like inevitably they either like right, they kind of go with the trends and hit something a little bit different that maybe might not like fit that vibe, or they'll like completely derail and go into a completely different direction that maybe isn't as familiar territory to them. um I think with the last song Whisper that we listened to, that gave me a lot of like city pop kind of vibe as well, which I love as well. um like city pop, jazz, that sort of thing that I would argue is pretty popular in the East, in terms of sound. So I think it's cool. I think it just makes me curious to see what type of future direction they wind up going into, because it does seem like their musicality is a little bit more like house based, but on top of that has like some jazz elements, has some city pop elements, and it would be curious, at least in my head space, to be like, where would I imagine their next sound to be going further? Do you feel like, how close do you feel like I am on that? I'm curious, since you're a big Pixie stan. I'm curious if you feel like my thought process is right, or you feel like I'm off. I'd be curious to know.
I think you're generally right. I think
Okay.
I think what you'll find with a lot of K-pop groups, especially ones that are concept heavy or lore heavy,
Mm-hmm.
is that aside from their title tracks, they'll do a lot of deviation. So I think it kind of like if you were to listen to the entire Pixie discography,
Mm-hmm.
you would find a lot of different stuff rather than just like these couple tracks here or these couple different things. Because like even their first three releases, well, Wings was a single, but
Yeah.
there two other mini albums that were like from their like harder kind of like trap heavier stuff. Even the B-sides on them are way different from their like concept and the sound that they were originally doing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I agree generally.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious where I think it just makes me excited to listen to where they're gonna be going to next. Because if Whisper being, because how old's Whisper in terms of like the releases? I think that's got to be within
It's
like the
off the
last six
most
months.
recent one.
Oh wow, okay, the most recent album.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Uh,
that makes sense.
yeah. Yeah. So, but I don't think Whisper is a good indication of where they're going because I think they've always done different concepts and different songs in their albums. So I don't
Sure,
think that's
sure.
necessarily led to one thing or the other. I think their title tracks and their concepts have been a better indication, but they've sort of closed that last chapter. So I think everybody's sort of up in the air with where they're going to go. I don't think there's any clues or any indication of what they're going to do at this point.
Sure, I would it wouldn't be too hard to argue that, but yeah, I think it makes me excited to delve more into Pixie as a project. If you guys have any suggestions in terms of other B-side tracks that I should listen to in my free time,
Yeah.
either put them in the chat or drop them in the comments if you're watching the VOD. Hopefully, all are, bless you. Thank you for letting us watch these videos, and then you won't, strike us down with the hand of God. So that'd be really sick.
I didn't even put my favorite Pixie song in here.
Oh, now you need to. You're gonna have to.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Maybe a
We'll
next
see.
time. Would love to do it. I mean, I think for me, it's like, unfortunately, I Dreamcatcher, we happened to catch a good spot where I feel like even the B-side stuff wasn't like getting hit too bad. So I think we'll have to be a little bit more careful in terms of what we can or can't do. I mean, obviously we're doing this live now, so I have no idea what got hit earlier, but we'll find out what's going on. Hopefully we're able to kind of, not have this happen again. Hopefully.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you guys have you got some good recommendations. So
Deja Vu, Swan Song. Yep. Great songs. Falling is a good one off the new album. Still With Me is a very sentimental one. Natural is awesome. Falling Again. My favorite Pixie song is Greedy.
Ooh, okay.
So very fun. They
Maybe
played it
I'll-
live. I was very happy.
Maybe the only way that I feel like maybe I could get away with some of this stuff would be is if like I listened to the song but didn't keep any of the audio, like I just cut out the audio, like so you could watch me watch the music video instead of hearing the audio, even though I feel like that's kind of like the whole point of being able to do that stuff. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe I'll wind up doing some reaction videos to some like.
We'll have to experiment. Maybe we
We'll
might
have
have
to
to
figure it out.
move. We might have to move to non-live, or we might have to do shorter streams. We'll see.
We'll figure it out. We got it. I don't. This was a test because Pixie is not. Well, they're Korean, so their stuff wouldn't be Japanese hit. Am I fair to say on that? Like the copyright.
Yeah, that is fair to say. It's probably all art.
Damn, all art. Come on, man. What you guys doing?
Um,
I just want to.
who knows?
You.
I mean, maybe it'll be all right. I've always been under the impression that all art hasn't been too strict on their takedowns.
We'll find
so,
out.
We'll see.
Kathleen says, "LOL, just gotta listen to all of the B sides." I think that might be
Their
be the option.
discography isn't that big. You could I listened to their entire discography today at work, and it was, I don't know, it probably took me like an hour and a half maybe. They don't have that much music, to be honest.
Okay, well, I'll do it. I'll throw it on tomorrow at work with my current rotation right now, which is Twice, Tri-B, and New Jeans. And Seraphim. The Seraphim. Which I did hear a few of the songs off the new album, I think, that they released, and they were pretty hot. They were hot fire. I enjoyed them. I think I listened to Disappointment or something. I'll have to check. But I enjoyed that one. That one's not like, I don't think it was like a main title track, I'm pretty sure. So it just showed up in my Spotify like cycle.
No,
so.
it's not.
But it was good. Well, Alex, is this the last slide?
Yeah, we're done. We're done.
Oh, damn. Okay, girl. I didn't know we were done. That's awesome. Well, guys, if you joined us for the Pixie stream, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. Just to kind of
and if you're watching this after,
go ahead, Alex. Sorry,
if you're watching this after uploaded, sorry for how much of a mess the video probably is, because I'm sure the lag if you're viewing it after the fact. But everyone hanging out live, thanks for joining us. If you are checking out the video, appreciate it. Leave your thoughts on Pixie. Drop your want us to check out next. Look at that cute photo.
that is a cute photo. Yeah, I feel like we had that. I saw there was another slide, so I was like, let me go to the end one. Yes, thank you for joining us. Hopefully, I don't know if this will probably be the only Pixie stream we'll do, like asterisks, until they release new material, which I don't know when the proposition of that happening is, because I'm new. So welcome me to the class of Pixie 2023.
If we're lucky this fall.
Oh, wow, that's a quick turnaround. Okay. I like it. I like to hear it. So we always put an asterisk next to our stream number, so we may do stream 2. We're as long as they're going to be releasing a new thing, then we're going to be trying to handle it. In terms of things coming up that I feel like we want to just give people who are in the chat right now a little bit of a little peek behind the glass door here. We are going to be doing Everglow on the 18th. We're going to be going through most of their like main MVs and the new track, right? Because they're going to be releasing a new song also on the 18th.
Yep, all my girls.
So we're going to be doing that live. Hopefully, I don't know who their group is, but hopefully we have to praise them too. So
hopefully is hopefully with an asterisk there, because they're under Yehua Entertainment, which is a Chinese based company. I don't know their restriction on copyright. They could be more lenient, it could be more strict. We'll look into it before that happens.
We will take a look into it. We'll have to maybe do. We'll have to figure out and see. We'll have to do our research. We still got a little time to do it. And then other ones we plan on doing, aespa. We did see Purple Kiss as being another big one. So either we will be doing Purple Kiss either before Everglow. If not, I would say after, probably. Is that fair to say, Alex?
Yeah, before or after.
Sick. And then aespa we're doing at some point. Excuse me.
Yeah, I would say Purple Kiss will either be like shortly before or shortly after Everglow, because Everglow is in just a little over a week, so or like a week and a half. So we'll see like if we can get ready before then. If not, it'll be shortly after. And then aespa will be coming up. We want to do Little Seraphim.
Yeah.
And then we saw people were requesting One We, which we could definitely do. And
Everybody's been saying Rolling Quartz. This is the fifth comment I've gotten for Rolling Quartz.
Yes. So I love Rolling Quartz. We're definitely going to do a Rolling Quartz stream as well. I was sort of trying to wait for them to put out another release though, because I don't think Rolling Quartz has too much original music to warrant like a full stream. So I was thinking maybe like wait for their next EP or something to come out and do kind of like a Rolling Quartz stuff. There's a lot of good stuff to pick from their music, but I do like to cover like I want to get like all their originals and stuff. So yeah, Rolling Quartz is definitely high on our list. New release is coming soon.
Okay, perfect. September. Wow.
Okay.
All right, that's a quick turnaround. We could do it.
Yeah, then expect Rolling Quartz.
Yeah, and then as well, Kathleen, we did make. I'll also just shout out to everyone else here in the chat. Thank you for joining us. But we also did have a post in the community tab of the YouTube channel, so you can drop suggestions for girls group, and we also have boys groups. So if you have suggestions for both, feel free to leave as many comments as you'd like. In both, both Alex and I are curating it and trying to figure out what works in terms of what's released, what's not. And then at some point, probably maybe a little bit later on in this year, I'd like to tackle some of like the OG K-pop groups, like some ones that really kind of started K-pop as kind of the genre. So I know a few just by name, but I haven't really listened to anything like OG-esque, so it'd be very interesting to do that. And I also know Alex is very excited to get into groups that we both don't know, so we can both be surprised. So let us know if there's one that you are very hyped on, and we will definitely try to do our research as best as we can, but you better show up to the stream so you can let us know if we got it right or wrong, because we're not going to have any idea. Especially me. I'm not going to have any idea.
It'll be a learning. Yeah, it'll be a learning stream. Once we get out of the couple groups that I know a lot about, it's going to be like conjoined learning streams essentially.
Conjoined. Yeah, it'll be like homework all over again. So, but yeah, that's it. Again, if you get to watch this now, thank you for watching. Hopefully subscribe if you haven't already. That's the best way to keep up with us and when we release things. I'm kind of like a mixed channel where I do a lot of heavier stuff, which is like more of my forte, and Alex is my K-pop correspondent, so he is going to be bringing all the K-pop stuff along with myself. So we are very excited to delve more into the world of K-pop, and I just want to, again, as I've said in the many Dreamcatcher videos, I just want to thank everybody in just the K-pop community as general. All of you guys seem really rad and cool and very welcoming, and I feel very blessed to kind of try to, highlight your pocket of the music space a little bit more. So hopefully people can kind of enjoy this, and if you are new here, come join us, because I don't know shit about K-pop, and this is going to be a fun experience for me to learn about K-pop. all year long, and probably next year, and maybe the year after that. I don't know, depending on how long we do this for. I don't know. Alex is really the determiner on that one. So as long as Alex wants to keep doing it.
Keep going until YouTube shuts us down.
Pretty much, yeah. Kathleen says, "Welcome to the dark side, friend." I don't know. I am of the same complexion, so I feel like I feel like I have a natural urge to want to learn more about K-pop music as being a Korean myself. I don't know if you can see my Korean flag over there in the corner. So respect. I love Korea. And all art. Big salutes to all art. But we're going to sign off because I'm going to keep talking dumb shit and I don't know how to shut up. So thank you for watching. I love all of you. Next one is either Purple Kiss or Everglow. I'm excited for both. Very cool. And hopefully you'll be joining for us for either one. If you join us for both, that would be awesome. Manji Day, I forgot to comment on yours. Thank you for coming back again. Very cool to see some familiar faces in the chat as well. So big salutes to Manji Day. And yeah, thank you for hanging out. And Alex, again, thank you for give Alex some love in the comments. He made this fucking PowerPoint. It was dope. So go give him some love down in the comments. Make sure you go at Alex because he spent his blood, sweat, and tears on this PowerPoint. So go show him some love. But thank you guys for watching. I love all of you. And we'll catch you in the next stream. All right?
Thanks, everyone. See ya.